Hello everyone. This is going to be a base tour of my first tech mod pack, which is GregTech New Horizons. This mod pack has been such a blast to play, and it is. I'm honestly surprised why so many people just hate this mod pack because it's been a joy to play. And this is going to be a base tour of my base, which is currently in MV tier. This is, as you can see, I'm currently in MV, and the reason why this base tour might be a bit interesting is because, well, as I said, this is this is my first this is my first tech mod pack that I actually committed to. I have actually played Sky Factory, but it was so boring. I never got anywhere past the early game, like shifting gravel and stuff. So, and then recently, like a couple months ago, like 2 months ago, I was interested in GregTech, so I decided to Google GregTech, and GregTech New Horizons was the first thing that came up. So I decided that GregTech New Horizons is going to be the mod pack I'm going to play as my introduction to GregTech, and also Greg no and also to tech mods in general. And honestly, it's been a blast. So I'm going to show off my base. Let's I'm gonna Okay. Let's start with a bit of a history. I used to have my base in here. There used to be a stack of furnaces here. There used to be like 15 furnaces here, and well, it wasn't great. This base wasn't great. And since I was mining a lot, like this little chamber that I dug out here, this was all done using a flint pickaxe. So I had a lot of cobblestone, and then I made this cobblestone platform. Eventually, I moved my base to this platform because this area it's just way too small, and the chests are also incredibly unorganized. Oh, oh, I didn't know I have some some spare bricks here. Okay, um, 1 second. Okay, so there used to be a tree farm here for spruce wood, so I can feed my coke oven, which was formerly around here-ish. But eventually it was moved out for obvious reasons. The factory must grow. And then, after moving my base here, I made this new platform because of this fucking tree. And this tree used to be my new base for a while. There used to be furnace here, chest here, and this is my tinker stuff, which I rarely use because I don't really need them anymore, at least not as frequently. Uh, and then I slowly expanded this way, and then I moved my base here like completely. There used to be uh, forestry work tables here for auto crafting, and as you can see, this place has the most amount of chests, which means this is indeed this was indeed where my base used to be because it has the most amount of stuff. And of course, these chests are just are just completely unorganized. But I was trying to at least organize these chests just for minerals like ores, dust, crushed ores, and ingots. But it eventually just devolved into this. Organization of items is just really hard. And this is my Tinker's construct. This is my smeltery. I currently don't have a lot of things here because I accidentally wiped all the fluids in there by breaking the smeltery controller, which sucked. But it wasn't that big of a loss, other than a lot of steel. These are my farms. These are old farms. I don't use this, I don't use this, I don't use this, I don't use that anymore. But I used to use these, especially these ones, because food was a massive concern in early game, like super early game. Is before the healing axe, food is fucking like brutal. Hunger is incredibly brutal in GTNH if you don't have the healing axe or have access to good food immediately. I don't use that farm anymore. Yeah, I don't use these farms anymore. Not even the cactus farm. That's also I also use that farm. Uh, well, formerly at least. The those farms I use that to farm for the healing axe quest because healing axe good. This is my tree farm, as you can see. I don't use this anymore because I have a bonsai setup now, which I will show you eventually. And all right. Oh yeah, a little bit of history again. This this chunk over here, this used to be where I put my steam machines in, and that setup fucking sucked. So I moved it. So I removed it, and now this is my steam boiling setup. Water from here goes here. Steam from here goes into this tank. Steam feeds into the water pump. But the water also goes over there for my bonsai setup, which I will show you later. And this the large bronze boiler is so strong. I couldn't make more. I couldn't just make more tanks, so I just spammed a bunch of protein fluid pipes, and I don't think it ended very well. I think this is going to be a source of lag eventually, but I don't know. And this is I didn't really know where to put these since I fully mostly transitioned over to electric machines, but I still use the furnace, the steam furnace and steam compressors because I'm just not bothered to make a furnace. I do have an LV compressor, but I used it for a automated machine line for something else, which I will show you eventually. And this is my benzene setup. It's very simple. Pyrolyze oven from here. It takes wood from the bonsai setup over there, and it just goes. It just goes. It takes wood tar and charcoal. Charcoal goes into the fluid extractors, and from the fluid extractors it creates wood tar, which goes into the distillery, which creates benzene. And this benzene, a small portion of it, goes back into the machine lines. So, using this advanced gas turbine, step down into LV, which is then distributed across these four machines, which is great because that's 4 amps of power fully used, fully utilized. Awesome. And a small part of the benzene also goes into the pyrolyzed oven. As you can see here, it's the gas turbine, the advanced gas turbine. It steps down and goes into two LV energy hatches because I don't have MV energy hatches yet, and I am not prematurely grinding for it. I'm gonna progress through the quest lines first and then make one. And now next, this is the ore processing room. This is a quadruple uh, steam macerator multi-block, which connects into these quadruple forge hammers powered by, again, MV turbines step down and goes here. This battery buffer is not used for these guys. This battery buffer is used to power my basic miner because I do use this sometimes. From the forge hammer, it goes into these buffer chests. From these buffer chests, it goes into the centrifuges. Uh, one, two, three. Three of these are powered by this gas turbine. Step down again. And the reason why I don't just use this one and distribute the power from for the centrifuge and the forge hammer is because it's just not enough amps. This creates 4 amps of LV, and that's already three things consuming all of it. So that's not going to be enough power, which is why I made this second gas turbine and transformer to step it down, which goes into these forge hammers. And of course, the centrifuge multi-block, which it's great. I like it, and it also looks like a nuke, so it looks kind of funny. And this is my LV machine room, and as you can see, it looks a bit unfinished because it is. I'm currently undergoing a massive renovation of my machine room because previously the setup was so insanely garbage. Like it only spanned like this chunk, and it was awful to navigate through because of how little space I had, which is why I reworked it so that I actually have space to work with the cables and pipes and shit. But it also means I need more concrete to span from there to there so I can actually move around fast. This is my this is my drawer setup. As you can see, all of them are empty except these ones and these ones. This is because frankly I don't really use them that much. And they're also just not centralized, which makes it really hard to use, especially for someone who has a hard time organizing stuff. And this is my planning board. This is temporary because it looks like garbage. I'm going to move this somewhere else and make it out of better wood that doesn't look dark, which makes the text harder to read. Uh, and I'm also probably going to change the stone that I use for this. This is my oxygen and hydrogen line, but I currently don't have any hydrogen because I keep voiding them. This line works by taking in empty cells. From empty cells, it gets compressed, and from getting compressed, it goes into the centrifuge, which creates oxygen and hydrogen. But it makes too much hydrogen, so I usually just void all of the hydrogen byproduct. So I currently don't have any hydrogen, which is, well, wait a minute. It's not hydrogen. It's nitrogen. Wait 1 second. Um, Centrifuge. Oh yeah, it's nitrogen. It's not hydrogen. It's nitrogen. Okay. And this is my polyethylene line, which is not automated in the slightest. And also, this is a ULV tank, not a super tank, which is which is unfortunate because it can only hold so much. This line is connected to my bonsai setup up there. My bonsai setup is an absolute fucking nightmare. Uh, I hope I will never have to make any adjustments to this because this looks awful. Just like my code when I write code. This is my Thaumcraft general area. This is not a room. This is a general area that I use for Thaumcraft. I have here my chest, and I still use the iron cap wooden one because I haven't progressed much into Thaumcraft because Thaumcraft confuses me so much. And this is my bonsai setup. Hell yeah. This creates so much wood that my pyrolyzed oven and my coke oven just cannot keep up with. And of course, the crop manager is down here. It's really strong. It takes out the sapling and the logs. The sapling goes into the polyethylene line for ethanol, but the logs goes into this double chest. This double chest is then goes into these two barrels with these two hoppers, and the reason why is because this allows me to split the logs 50-50 equally. So 50% of the logs goes into the coke oven setup here, and 50% of the logs go into the pyrolyzed oven setup for my benzene line. over there. And yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, this is my blast furnace. This is my EBF setup over here. It's absolutely atrocious. This gas turbine over here, I use it for this electrolyzer as well, which makes it look really awful. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, it uses two LV energy hatches because if I I have blown up my EBF because I forgot what energy tier it was in. And lastly, it's going to take a little bit of walking, running. See over there? Those are my PPFs. I use this exclusively for steel, and only recently I moved my PPFs here because for a long time in my playthrough so far, I had pollution disabled. But ever since I updated to beta 2.8, I couldn't find a way to disable pollution, so I moved it here. I don't even know if pollution is currently affecting me right now or if it's actually disabled. But if it's currently disabled, I am going to enable it again eventually. If I remember to, because I do think pollution is a pretty interesting mechanic to put into account when designing your stuff. Which is also why I secluded my VPFs over here. And what else is there to talk about? Um, what else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, this room, this room. This was an attempt at organizing my items, which did not work because there's just so much. There's just so many items. This just wasn't going to work at all. So I scrapped this. As you can see, barrels are missing and items are just missing, and generally this sucks. I have some silver ore here. Interesting. Oh yeah, what was the story of this tree? Well, uh, let me show you if I can still find it. No, I can't find it. There's no dirt in here anymore. But I used to think, uh, I didn't realize how big 9 by 9 is in Minecraft. And the quest book warned that to plant this tree in a 9 by 9 area. And I actually thought you need to plant the saplings in a 9 by 9 area square. So that's a 9 by 9 square filled in with redwood saplings. That was what I thought, which is why there's actually two redwood trees colliding with each other. It is also my head collection. A bit creepy. And there, I also have another redwood tree over there, except this one. Except that one. It's just completely floating because of the lumber axe. I love the lumber axe, but I didn't have enough dripper to completely cut it down. That's my slime tree setup. I only harvest it like a few times whenever I need it because rubber isn't really an issue for me right now. Uh, and if I need rubber, I can make a bunch of them like really fast anyway, so I don't harvest them very quick. I think I should see if slime trees work with industrial craft, so I can automate it. If I can automate it, it would be really nice. And yeah, that's my MV base. That is my MV base. That's it. There is nothing else to show here other than this creosote oil tank and these empty rooms. These empty rooms used to be for steam production, but obviously I retired them ever since I got the large bronze boiler. And yeah, That's my base. That's baby's first tech pack. This is my first tech pack that I've ever played, and I chose GTNH because again, it just seemed to be the most interesting one. I love complexity so much, and yeah, there is nothing else to show. I hope you enjoyed my base tour, and I hope you have a great day. See you.